Hi, how are you? Joan here again, and today we're going to look at a very amazing product. The product is called honey goatweed extract. Honey goatweed extract, the Nature's Tree one. Uh, like I said, we are still continuing with our series on the sexual dysfunctions, and we are right at talking about the products that help with various sexual dysfunctions. And today we have the opportunity to look at honey goatweed extract, the brown tin, and we're going to look at what are the ingredients, which conditions does is it mainly used for, and how can we give it to our clients. So honey goatweed extract is a tin of 60 capsules, 60 capsules, and a person takes 2 capsules, so it's equivalent to 30 servings. Those are 30 days in a week, and it can be used for both men and women, and it's a very, very, very lovely product. So it contains things, these are the ingredients. It contains honey goatweed, or Epimedium sagittatum, honey goatweed. We shall go in detail on honey goatweed itself. It has 1,000 milligrams of honey goatweed. You find some brands have like 500, 750 milligrams, but this has 1,000 milligrams of honey goatweed extract. That gives it its name of honey goatweed extract. Then it has maca root. It has 250 milligrams of maca root. That's amazing because other products, you find some products have 200 milligrams, 150. It has mucuna prurens, which some people call velvet bean. It has 30 milligrams of mucuna prurens. It has 20 milligrams of Polypodium vulgare, Tonkat Ali, 100 milligrams. Another name for Tonkat Ali is Long Jack. It has saw palmetto. We talk about saw palmetto a lot when we are talking about prostate health. It has 100 milligrams of saw palmetto. It has 20 milligrams of Muira palma. It has L-arginine 20 milligrams and Panax ginseng of 20 milligrams. So honey goatweed extract is a product today. So when you look at honey goatweed extract, it works for mainly sexual desire, libido, erection, and would go a long way in helping fertility. So it's libido, erection, and fertility. So if someone has premature ejaculation, you don't give them honey goatweed extract unless you've given something that is combating the premature ejaculation as well. So let's go straight. Let's dive deep straight to the components that help with libido. So the first product we shall look at is honey goatweed extract. So honey goatweed extract is an aphrodisiac. We said aphrodisiacs put someone in the mood for sex. They create that. How can I call it? That euphoric feeling that puts someone in the mood for sex. Why do they call it honey goatweed, right? So honey goatweed, why do they call it honey goatweed? Honey goatweed, the term comes from the fact that goats that consume that plant, the epimedium plant, usually become more sexually active than usual. So that's why they call it honey goatweed, because it's a weed, and they've observed that goats that take that plant become more sexually active than usual. So it works for libido. By it's an aphrodisiac. It puts someone in the mood for sex, and they say that it significantly increases. Research suggests that it significantly increases testosterone hormone levels. So the other thing is Mucuna prurens. So I've so far looked at honey goatweed in terms of libido. I've looked at maca. Now I'm on Mucuna prurens. Mucuna prurens, or velvet bean, has an active ingredient called L-DOPA. If you've treated Parkinson's before, the levodopa in the treatment, usually the treatment for Parkinson's is carbidopa, levodopa. Now, this levodopa, L-DOPA, is a precursor to the formation of dopamine. When we're talking about excitement phase, desire, we say that dopamine is responsible for that excitation. It's a neurotransmitter that really helps with excitatory excitation and therefore increasing the desire for sex. So you find that L-DOPA is really a very mucuna prurens will increase dopamine levels. So remember we said in one of the videos, we say that the older a man gets, the more serotonin, they'll have more serotonin than dopamine. So usually they'll have low desire for sex, and why not give them honey goat feed that has mucuna prurens that will help them have increased levels of dopamine that will increase their excitement and therefore increase their libido. So another thing that dopamine really does is that it reduces prolactin hormone, as the L-DOPA, sorry. The L-DOPA will reduce prolactin hormone. Again, when we're talking about the causes of low libido, we said prolactin hormone is one of the causes of low libido, because when prolactin hormone is up, testosterone is usually down. So what L-DOPA does, it reduce prolactin levels. Men also suffer from a condition called hyperprolactinemia, some men, and usually is a leading cause of male infertility as well. And those men who have hyperprolactinemia, they have high prolactin hormone levels, usually have low desire for sex because their testosterone hormone is down. Another thing that the mucuna prurens lowers is cortisol hormone levels. I've talked a lot about cortisol being the hormone that is released when someone is stressed, and when cortisol levels are high, the levels of testosterone really go down. So then the other components, so we so far looked at libido, so I'm counting them. Number 1 was horny goat feed, number 2 is maca, number 3 is mucuna prurens, and or velvet bean. So number 4 is tomcat alley. Tomcat alley helps to free up bound testosterone. It helps to free up bound testosterone. Usually there is what we call the SHBG that binds testosterone. You find that most of the testosterone in a man or a woman is bound by that sex hormone binding globulin. It's a protein that really binds up the sex hormones. So when someone takes in Tonkat early, it will unbind. It will increase the amount of free testosterone. It's the free testosterone that's in circulation that will improve someone's libido. The other thing that Tonkat early does very well is that it reduces cortisol hormone levels as well. So remember I said cortisol is produced when someone is stressed, and I mean when you're stressed, the desire for sex, especially for women and also for men, is really down. Yeah. Then the next component would be saw palmetto. Now, saw palmetto, it balances up the free testosterone, and yeah, so saw palmetto, we look at it a lot when we are looking at prostate issues, but in this case it is really effective. It balances up levels of free testosterone, so that the amount of free testosterone is a bit up, and the one that's bound is a bit lower, because most of the testosterone is actually bound, so it will also free up testosterone levels. So yeah, then the next component I'll look at is Muira palma. Muira palma acts as a nerve stimulant. So what happens is it heightens receptiveness of sexual stimuli. So it's a nervous system stimuli, and it heightens responsiveness to sexual stimuli. So when you're touched, Muira palma makes it easier for you to get that sexual stimuli, that sexual feeling. It increases the response of the parasympathetic nervous system. Yeah, and another name for Muira palma is potent wood. So, man, when they're saying something is potent wood, yeah, so it heightens the sexual response. Yeah. Yeah, so far, so we've looked at Moira Palmer helping with a desire for sex. We've talked about Mukunda Prurens. We've talked about saw palmetto. We've talked about honey goatweed itself, and then maca root. And those are some of the things that help with desire for sex in this in honey goatweed. The other thing that, before I forget, Panax ginseng. Ginseng is an aphrodisiac as well. We looked at it when we were looking at natural male. It's an aphrodisiac as well. It has active ingredients that really make it easy for someone to be put in the mood for sex. So then let us go to the erection. Which things in natural male XXL help with the erection? The first thing is the honey goatweed itself. So honey goatweed itself, when remember the erection cycle. Oh God, I must call it election. The erection cycle. The honey goatweed. Remember, I talked about the other hormone that acts like an unwanted visitor. So this honey goatweed acts just like a Viagra, and but it's in a natural way. And tadalafil, it is a phosphodiesterase enzyme 5 inhibitor. Remember, when we were looking at the cycle, we said phosphodiesterase enzyme 5 is present. It diminishes the action of CGMP. Otherwise, a man would be erect all the time. But what ends up happening is that phosphodiesterase enzyme 5 remains even when it's not needed, even when the man is having intercourse. So honey goatweed really helps us in such a way that it's a PDE5 inhibitor, and it will help to inhibit that hormone that is like an unwanted visitor, that enzyme, sorry, the phosphodiesterase enzyme 5, that is like an unwanted visitor. Yeah, so the active ingredient of honey goatweed is called Icarin. And another thing that Icarin does very well, it's a calcium channel blocker. Uh, when you have a calcium channel blocker, it becomes easier for vasodilation to take place. So it works in two ways. It works just like a calcium channel blocker. We know some of the calcium channel blockers, the antihypertensive drugs, but as well as so its action as a calcium channel blocker helps to open up the blood vessels. But the most common that is researched and really known by most people is the fact that it's a PDE5 inhibitor. So you'll find people talk about, hey, it has a natural Viagra in it. So most people call it natural Viagra. It's not dangerous, it's not weird and stuff like that. So the next thing that honey goatweed does is that it has it has L-arginine. Remember, still when we are looking at the erection cycle, we talked about L-arginine being converted into nitric oxide that will later lead to the opening up of the blood vessels. So some people have low levels of L-arginine and they need that L-arginine. So this is the point. So when someone has a problem with an erection and you keep just giving them and you keep just giving them how can I call it? If someone has a problem with an erection and then you keep just giving them sildenafil, what if the problem is with low levels of L-arginine? So you're giving them a PDE5 inhibitor, but there are very many causes of a weak erection. So when you give these other things, they will really help out more. These are the supplements because they tackle the problems. They tackle the problems various ways. So the other way honey goatweed helps with an erection is that it inhibits. There is an enzyme called, let me get it right. It's called acetylcholinesterase enzyme that reduces the levels. It reduces the amount of acetylcholine that is produced, or interrupts the production of acetylcholine. So what honey goatweed actually does is that it inhibits also that acetylcholinesterase enzyme. inactivates acetylcholine. So you find that honey goatweed, oh my god. So when you look at honey goatweed in terms of an erection, the epimedium itself, it's a calcium channel blocker, it's a PDE5 inhibitor, but it also inhibits acetylcholinesterase enzyme. This enzyme inactivates the neurotransmitter acetylcholine. And remember the whole process after pelvic nerve stimulation, uh, uh, acetylcholine is produced, is sound that leads to the production of nitric oxide synthase, which will produce L-arginine which will produce nitric oxide from L-arginine, and nitric oxide goes onto the smooth muscles and uh, leads to the activation and formation of CGMP that will lead to muscle relaxation, that will lead to that means vasodilation will be easy and flow of blood into the penis. So you realize that honey goatweed is touching all points. Like I said, that's why the supplement is a better option, because it's all round. Whereas sildenafil is just a PDE5 inhibitor, this one has touched the calcium channels. It has touched the acetylcholine. It also helps with libido and also is a PDE5 inhibitor. So then the next product that helps with an erection is the Polypodium vulgare. Polypodium vulgare, they talk about the fact that it increases the size. It increases the size. It makes it easy for the muscles to stretch, and relaxes the blood vessels, making it easier for flow of blood. Into the penis. The other way it works, other than so that's why people say that it's important for size. It's the fact that its ability to stretch the muscles, making it easier for them to be filled up with blood. The other thing is that it enhances effects of the relaxants. So present nitric oxide CGMP, when you give Polypodium vulgare, it will enhance their effects, therefore increasing blood flow into the penis. Then the other product would be L-arginine. We talked about L-arginine already. Then the Muira palma already. Let me repeat again. It acts as a nerve stimulant, and usually some of the causes of erectile dysfunction involve nerve damage. So when you stimulate the nerves and they're able to be sensitive, it will be easy for someone to get a full rock hard erection as well. That's why Muira palma is called a potent wood. The other way Muira palma helps with an erection is that it relaxes the corpus cavernosa. That's the spongy tissue in the penis, and so that it's relaxed and it makes it able to hold more blood. The more it's relaxed, the more blood it holds. And then the ginseng, Panax ginseng, research shows that ginseng helps really to, it's rich in nitrates, which are converted into nitric oxide that will really help with the erection. Basically, you find that with a supplement, still I'll repeat it, the reason it's better than the chemical drug is that it's attacking it from, we're producing nitric oxide. Okay, also we're inhibiting PDE5. Also we're inhibiting acetylcholinesterase enzyme. Oh, we're also vasodilating naturally. Oh, okay, also we are stimulating the nerve, the sexual response. You stimulate the nerve so that the sexual stimuli response is also good, and also neuroprotective. Oh, okay, so okay, no, okay, that's it. Okay, also like, we're working on the desire as well for sex. So you find that with the supplement, you're doing an all round. So with honey goatweed, you're doing all round instead of sildenafil, which targets one thing basically. So the next thing that I would like us to talk about is the fertility bit. So we have things like Tonkat Ali. Tonkat Ali improves sperm volume. Yeah, sperm volume and motility. This is research that has been done and proven that it improves sperm volume and motility. Also count because it improves testosterone levels. Then you have you have Mucuna prurens, the L-DOPA thing. It also improves sperm quality in fertile men, sperm quality. Then you have maca itself, sperm count, sperm motility as well, a lot. We're going to look at a supplement of red, yellow, and black maca, and we see the differences between which ones work for fertility, which ones don't. But maca root itself here also helps with fertility and increasing sperm count, sperm motility. Tonkat Ali is helping with sperm volume. Then you have L-DOPA helping with sperm quality as well, which is the velvet bean. So when you look at honey goatweed, it's erection, desire, and also fertility, especially to do with sperm quality and volume, and then count, because it's a testosterone booster. So thank you so much. Please re-listen. The only way you will get it is if you re-listen and re-listen, and then also you do like you try and maybe do a deeper research, teach someone else what you've heard from here, so it will stick with you. The more you teach, you're able to retain it, instead of just but listen and re-listen. You'll be able to help people out there that have these issues. I've mainly talked about it men in terms of men, but then it also helps with women, especially with libido and other things. But today it was mainly about men. So for more information, you can visit any Vine pharmaceutical outlet. You'll find someone who will be able to tell you this information. Also, or get you the product, an authentic product. Also, for more information about how supplements are really helpful, you can buy my book. A copy is just 35,000. Let thy food be thy medicine. You can contact me in the comment section, and I'll be able to DM you, or you could come to any Vine pharmaceutical outlet, and we shall be able to serve you, or you could get a copy of that book if you like. Thank you so much. Bye bye, Joanne. Again, see you in the next time. Bye.